platform. And hello, so we are live again with the NG
Oh,
Finland platform, and I have Connie with me. She's a Google developer expert, and I think Connie will take over and introduce, and also like it will be a great talk, and the talk is all about sharing and building AI applications. So Connie had prepared a cool recipe for photo edit app, and regardless of building this one, so Connie will be sharing the information like what exactly Google AI related to the Google AI stuffs, and also sharing all the good stuff. So NG Finland is all about meeting developers and experts together on a same platform. So we are here from Vasa, Finland, and Connie is with us on the
mm,
stage. So thank you so much again, Connie, for giving us a time, and it was really
yep.
pleasure to meet you. And the stage is yours.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I'm happy to be on NG Finland because I delivered this talk at DevFest Hong Kong last month when I used Gemini 2.5 Flash image, like also known as Nano Banana. And then, I don't know, 10 or 12 days later, Nano Banana Pro was released. So I started to upgrade this app and learn a few things about the model and Firebase myself. So I'm so happy to be on yeah on NG Finland today so that I can share what I learned in the past few days uh, when upgrading my pet project. So let me
Great.
share my screen first. Screen sharing is always
Yeah.
challenging than anything. Yeah. So let's see. Do you see my
Yes, I can see
Google
it.
slide?
Perfect.
Okay. Now I need to click the slideshow. So this is my topic. Go deep with Nano Banana Pro. Use Angular and Gemini 3 to build a photo app. And I want to say thanks to the Googler who inspired me to do this app. His name is Patrick Lober. Like he works for Google, and then he had these Nano Banana examples in Python. And I was like, I don't know how to write Python, but his examples like were extremely cool. So I ported his examples to Angular and Firebase AI logic. It's because I don't want to write a backend, so I use Firebase AI logic, which is a cloud service from Google. So my name is Connie, and my last name is Leung, but so just call me Connie. So I'm from Hong Kong, and I used to be an Angular GDE. Then this year I also became AI and web GDE because of my passion in client side AI and cloud AI. So I'm a content creator. I have a YouTube channel about AI and dev.to uh, where I post a blog post about Angular plus some AI content. Uh, you feel free to connect me on X. So my handler is Connie Leung 404, and my LinkedIn is Connie Leung 107. So feel free to connect with me, and we can talk Angular, AI, or anything about web. So yeah. Before I prepare this talk, I want to find out where Finland is. I haven't heard of Finland uh, yeah, before the invitation. So I use Nano Banana Pro to generate this image, leveraging the new Gemini 3 capability, which is a Google search with grounding. So I use Google search tool to find out the average flight time from Hong Kong to Finland is 10.5 hours. So I guess Europe and Asia are two very far away, like or distant continents. So this is my agenda, the technical stack, architecture, and I'll spend maybe a portion of my time to talk about setting up a Firebase project and Angular and Firebase AI logic integration and some demos. And this QR code should able to open the Google Slide, so you can come back to read the content in the future. So this is the technical stack front end, Angular. Well, no brainer. I'm an Angular GDE, right? So Angular is my first choice. AI, Nano Banana Pro, Vertex AI. I live in Hong Kong, so technically, Google Gemini is not supported in Hong Kong. So if I need to use Gemini API, I need to enable my VPN. So I uh, came out of my comfort zone and used Gemini 3 in Vertex AI instead. And Google search, like you will thank Google for like put allowing Google search in Gemini 3. So like infographic that needs external information now is possible with Nano Banana Pro. Backend is Firebase AI logic, so it saved me a ton of time for like from writing a backend with Python or Node.js to uh, call the uh, call the Gemini I don't know, Python or TypeScript SDK to like make a request to generate like an image. Uh, Cloud remote config, so I can store like non-sensitive information in Firebase. App check. Um, I would suggest you to use app check if you are serious about deploying your AI application to Firebase in production. So app check can help avoid abuse, so that only certain domain is allowed to use your Firebase AI logic SDK to make requests to Nano Banana Pro to generate images. So yeah, this is the like model card of Nano Banana Pro. So it only serves one purpose, which is image generation. So yeah, and search grounding is new. Thinking is new. Uh, Batch API and structure output, they are already available in the previous version, which is Nano Banana. So, yeah. So, yeah, thinking is enabled by default, and you can like specify whether or not to have thinking summaries, so that you know why Nano Banana Pro um, generate image in a certain way during development. And Google search tool for grounding, extremely useful when you want to generate infographic that needs external information, like information that can be found like in the Google search result. Improve the test rendering. I tried this with traditional Chinese. Yeah, very good. Like some characters are still broken, but most of them are correct when I eyeballed the image. New image resolution, like I can generate 1K, 2K, or 4K image using Nano Banana Pro. So, so this is the architecture. So I have a browser, and then in a like in the Angular application, I type a prompt, or I have a prompt or one or more images, and then I ask Firebase AI logic to talk to Nano Banana Pro to generate an image for me, and then Firebase AI logic return the image back to my Angular application, and then the Firebase AI logic um, provides some like really cool stuff like AI monitoring, so I can use it to see the number of requests, the number of like token used for input output. Yeah, app check, avoid abuse, remote config, store configuration related to AI models, such as which model to use, whether or not to uh, include thought, etc. And Google Gemini search, it depends what kind of image you want to generate. So if I ask to generate a cat uh, with four legs, then Gemini search is not required. But if I ask Gemini 3 image pro preview to generate an infographic for the weather forecast for Hong Kong in the next 6 or 7 days, then Gemini search will be needed because I need to mix, I don't know, requests to Google search to find out weather information in the upcoming days, and then that information will be used by the AI model to generate the image. So, yeah. So here I have some steps to create a Firebase project. On need to enable Gemini API in Firebase, and then add Firebase AI logic. In my case, I enable both Vertex AI Gemini API and Gemini API. Add AI monitoring. Um, add web app in Firebase, and add a Firebase JS SDK. So, and then some sample code will be provided for me to start creating project and include the AI capabilities. Yep. So in here, I enable Vertex AI Gemini API and Gemini Developer API, and AI monitoring is enabled. So, yeah. Here, it depends. I only know Angular, so it is natural for me to create a web application. So if you are a mobile developer, you can have Android app, iOS app, and Flutter app. So Firebase AI logic, yeah, is very powerful. Uh, when like mobile developers or AI developers need AI capabilities in their application. So Firebase AI logic is very powerful for in these cases. Yeah, in here I registered the app track. Sample code. Oh yeah, because in here, if I click view SDK instruction, um, some sample codes are provided, so developers know how to start the Firebase initialization and create an AI model to generate images or to generate test responses. So, Yep, only one dependency is needed, which is npm install Firebase, and this step is uh, optional. I mean, for me, it's easier for me to store um, these configuration in Firebase and load them from cloud. So in here, I have the model name, which is Nano Banana Pro, Vertex AI location, which is global. Um, include thought I set it to true, so I can uh, receive uh, thinking summaries and display them on UI. Thinking budget, um, the minimum value is 512. The maximum value I don't know, but 512 is already like very good for me. Yeah. So if in the remote config, I have these uh, configuration values. Nano, yeah, the model name, the location, thinking budget, whether or not to include uh, thinking summaries and others and other values. So this is the Firebase object that is needed to initialize a Firebase application. But if I include the API key in my code and commit the file to GitHub, I will receive an alert from GitHub because my API key is compromised. So how did I solve it? For me, I stored the API key and other sensitive information in an .env file, and I have a Node.js script to generate the configuration object, and then I import the configuration object into the Angular app. So I have a file called Firebase environment variables, and this reCAPTCHA enterprise site key is needed by a Firebase app check. So I have this Node.js script that create the Firebase object and the reCAPTCHA key, and then this script writes everything into a JSON file called firebase.json. After that, I need to add firebase.json and .env into uh, the git ignore files so that they are not committed to my GitHub repo. So after setting up the Firebase project, I can start coding in my Angular application, and this is the time I really appreciate Angular and dependency injection of Angular. So first I have the profile app initializer uh, to set up a Firebase app check, remote config, and initialize a Firebase application. And then I have an injection token that inject the AI model in a custom Firebase provider. And then I import my Firebase provider and the app initializer in the app config. Then I can um, inject the profile. I can inject the injection token in my Firebase service to make requests to the AI model to generate image. Yep. So this is the first flow, and then the second flow is multi-turn multi-turn chat. So I can use natural language to um, update the image iteratively. So if I cannot get the image to meet my imagination the first time, uh, I can provide additional prompt to add or remove things from my current image. So I can inject um, the Firebase surface into another surface, and then inject the surface into a check component. Similarly, the check component prompt Nano Banana Pro to generate a new image based on the previous image and my prompt. So so a lot of code. So this is um, a function that set up the configuration in the remote config. So this is my model, my location, thinking budget. This is a function that initialize a Firebase app, um, initialize app check to avoid abuse, uh, create the Firebase remote config, load the load the configuration values from Firebase, and then I store the Firebase app and the remote config in a config surface in my application. So I will need these two in other code. Yep. So this is a function that create the Nano Banana Pro model for me inside the Angular app. So these are the configuration values from the Firebase remote config, and in here I specify the model can return both text and image. Well, if I don't have a response modality.text, I don't get the thinking summaries back, even though include thought is set to true. So candidate count, return one image, which is the default value. So in here, I say, okay, please include the thinking summary. The thinking budget is 512. So maybe if I increase this thinking budget, the thinking summary will be longer. Yep. Tools, Google search. So if I need to generate infographic that relies on external information, I need to have a Google search tools. If I don't do that, I don't know what happens. So I always include Google search tool in my model params. So and then in here, like, okay, I use Gemini 3
Okay,
in
first of all,
Vertex
thank you
AI
so
instead
much
of
for giving
Gemini
me chance to introduce myself.
API,
Myself, Mohammed Ali Faiz,
global
and
location.
myself
Okay,
from
now
India.
please
And
give me
I want to grow as a developer
the
in
AI
terms of
model so I
AI
can
ML technologies, and I am a software
generate
developer
images in
for
my
almost 10
application.
plus years. I've been working with
So this is
front-end,
the
back-end,
Firebase
AI ML
provider. This is
integrations, and
Nano
this is what I
Banana
truly
model
love
is my
about
ingestion
Angular as a
token. So
platform.
in here, that okay, whenever I use this ingestion token uh, in my surface or in my component, I'm guaranteed to get back the Nano Banana Pro model. And in my application config, I have provide app initializer and provide Firebase in the providers array. So the provide app initializer is responsible for setting up the Firebase stuff and provide Firebase. Uh, yeah, give me back the AI model for image generation. So I've spent a lot of time to talk about my code. So let's see my 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 app in action. So let's see here. So I want to show some examples that depends on external information. So in this prompt, I want to create an infographic that show the World Cup 2026 grouping stage. I am a soccer fan. I support Canada and England. So yeah. So and in here I set to display the text in traditional Chinese instead of English. So it is trying to generate an image. It takes some time. Yeah. So some yeah, some Chinese characters like Canada, USA, and yep. Let's zoom in. Hmm. Okay. So and then another example is to get the weather information. It's a very long prompt that I copy from X. So uh, I don't know how to spell Helsinki. I think Finland is really cold, but I don't know how cold. So how do you spell Helsinki? Something like that. You can spell. Okay, Grammarly, help. Okay,
Hello, first of all, thank you so
I
much for
want to
giving
know
me
how
the
cold
chance to
like
introduce myself
Finland
and
is.
where I want to grow as a
Oh,
developer.
okay. Thank
So,
you,
as a
thank
developer,
you.
I want to grow in the industries where I
I
can
mean,
build
Hong Kong is
products
really
with a
hot, like
huge benchmark.
20
And
something degree.
obviously, I'm in the software
Helsinki,
industry
I
for
hope
past
is
10
not
plus
minus
years, and I
degree.
have been working as a full
If it
stack
is very
developer,
cold, I don't want
front
to
end,
go there
back end, and
in winter.
AI ML integrations most of the
But
time.
if
I
Finland is
have been
always
working a
cold, then
lot
I
of
need to
companies like Belsing, Royal Cyber,
take this out of
Comfort
my
from a Canadian
bucket
business,
list. Like,
Jonas Club also from Canada. There are a lot of companies where I have worked,
and you
and
guys can
mostly I
tell me whether or
provide
not
like
like
industrial consultation in
Nano
software,
Banana
AI, ML,
Pro has
and
the
also
right
the startups as
information.
well. So I have been done a lot
Okay,
of
okay.
AI ML projects in the full stack
Wow, this
AI ML
place is
capability.
cold, man.
So
3 to
in
4
full stack,
degree.
I have been worked with JavaScript
Raining,
ecosystem, mainly
snowing.
React,
Okay.
Angular, Node.js on the backend side.
Oh, I got too
Also work
excited.
with
I forgot
Python
to
Fast API
talk
as well.
about what is
The
so great
toughest tech
about the
problem
Google
is kind
search
of
tool.
it's kind of every problem you need to solve
Like
on your
in
daily
here,
basis. So the toughest
I
biggest
know
tech
what
problem was
like
the
search query
kind of
that Google
providing
like
GSAP
Google
animations to
search
one of
uses.
the
So
companies
it
called
tries
Al
to
Rayan tourism
uh,
from UAE.
find
So
the
that was a
current
T2
weather
project was
condition in
estimated, and at
Helsinki,
that time
Finland,
I have cracked
including
that. So
temperature
GSAP
range
plus
and
client was required in
date.
that one.
And
Apart from those, there are also a couple of
this is
other
called
tech
render
problems which I
content.
did, and one
It is
is called
provided by
T2. So that was
Google
a build
search.
payment integration which
So when
was
I
going in a
click
very wrong direction.
open link
So
in new
I
tabs,
integrated with their
uh,
MENA-based
oh, okay,
UI-based integrations for Visa and other payment
these
providers.
are the
So and
search results.
like
I
I
think
actually learned about it.
Google
Like every day is a new problem. Like
look
and you need to to solve it
Oh,
with your problem solving
gather the
capabilities,
information
and you
from
have to be
many
passionate about
sources.
while you are doing it.
Wow,
So,
okay.
and what excites me about a startup is like kind of startups are
And
kind
this
of a
is
newly age,
the
and we
thinking
don't need
summary
to be
or
kind of
thought
a relaxed
summary
moment.
to
Obviously, we need
explain
to
how
work back and
the
forth before
model
going live, doing demos to our clients. So this is what actually the most good
like
thing which I like
comprehend
about the
my
startups.
prompt
We have a fast pace. We don't
and then
take
end up
care
with this
about
image.
quality
So
audit the very first
examine
time,
the
because in the
request,
startups we need to be
planning the
fast.
scene,
So then over
observing Helsinki's
then only
weather,
we can
defining scene
evaluate and
composition, composing a
better version of
Helsinki
ourselves.
scene, and
So, and the
analyzing
team, I
scene
actually looking for a team
elements.
where I can
So
sit together, share our ideas, and like I can learn from them, they can learn from
oh,
me.
and the
So
thought
that's kind of a
token
very
is
friendly
also
environment, and
new
where I
because
can grow up myself
it's
in terms of
because
multiple learning
thinking
capabilities. So I also work with
is
other good
either like
projects. So my
supported in
last project
Gemini
was with Saudi
2.5,
Keys, and it was a agentic AI platform which
and
I
is
was building with the team.
is
I was fully
enabled
a
by
full stack
default
developer with like kind of a
in
front end, back
Gemini
end, and
3.
AI ML
So
capabilities. On
this
front
is
end side, I was working
the
with React. On the back
number of
end side,
input
it was a
tokens, the
mix of
number of output
Node.js and
tokens,
Python fast APIs.
thought
And I
tokens,
was
and the
using
total
Gemini
is
Google AI model into the integrations there. So
1815.
I also work with a lot
And I
of
want to mention
full
that
stack
thought
projects. One of the
summary
good project was
and thought
Noise is
tokens
an
are
Indonesian
not
audio
related.
streaming platform.
If I
It was
don't
kind of
include
very nearly to
thought
Netflix,
summary,
and like there I was
the
having
thought
the good
token
challenge of
is
chunking out
still
when the whole audio streaming was
non-zero.
going to the cloud.
So
We need to break
don't think
those
that if I
chunks and
set
set
include
a
thoughts into
small
false,
chunks to the
the thought
cloud, so
token
that it will not take a
will
lot of
become zero. It doesn't. It only
like
means that
loading time to be
thought
served to the
summary
cloud.
is
So these are
blank
some good things,
because
and obviously,
I asked
like
the
every
model
challenge which I take,
not
so I
to
challenge the I
uh,
took the challenge with
generate
confidence,
the
because I have around
thought
10 years in the
summary
software industry,
in
and the
text
time being
format
there,
and
I'm
return
in
it
Vasa, Finland, and looking for
to
a new role as a full
the
stack
Angular
developer.
application.
And I
So
got in Vasa Startup
so the,
Factory. I'm going
yeah.
for events and with
But
community
then you will
meetings.
ask like if
So
this
I got
image
this one of my colleague who has
like
shared on
is not what
LinkedIn.
I
So I
want,
got it from
or
there, and looking forward to
I
work with
missed some
the next
details in my
opportunity.
prompt and now I want to add something. Do I start over uh, from step one to step n? Well, on this page, yes, but Google also recommend multi-turn chat, like to have a chat, and this will be the initial prompt. And if I want to add or remove things, I can input another prompt to edit the image iteratively. So in here, I also have conversational editing. Oh, oh shoot! I forgot to save the image. Don't worry. I can repeat the step like before. I ask Nano Banana Pro to create the first image, and then I can use natural language to add or remove uh, stuff in there. So right now Helsinki is in English. I can write a prompt to ask the ask the model to generate the image, but Helsinki is written in traditional Chinese or simplified Chinese or other popular languages such as Spanish. So this is the image. So I click start conversation. So in my prompt, I said, okay, please replace Helsinki in I don't know traditional Chinese. Yeah, it's because I only know traditional Chinese. Okay, and then press the button. Oh, what is this? Okay, so So the image should be the same, and this text should change from English to traditional Chinese. And let's cross our fingers. Yeah. Yes. I can prove I can get say that yep, this is how Helsinki is called in Hong Kong, like how Helsinki is written in traditional uh, Chinese. So yeah, I want to save this both images and then go back to my slide because we have the fun now is back to the boring code. It's very easy with AI. I mean with Firebase AI logic. So I have this helper function, and this model is the Nano Banana Pro model that I inject in the custom Firebase surface, and then model dot generate content, uh, generate the thinking summaries and the image. So respond dot inline data parse return like the images back to me, but Nano Banana Pro always return one image. So here I use map to iterate the inline data parts, do some stuff, and return the first image, which is images 0. But if no image is generated for whatever reason, like an error is returned. And this is my Firebase service. Like it has a generate image method with the prompt and one or more like images. So image part return like the images in a format that the Nano Banana Pro like. So this is the model, this is the test prompt, and this is the one or more uh, images that the Angular uh, app has. So this Firebase surface is used in my first uh, demo, the image creation page. So this is like an HTML image element. So this is the image uh, that is encoded in base64 format, the width, the height, um, the alt text, some tailwind CSS. So and when this URL signal receive a new image, then the image element display a new image, right? So and now is I want to talk about the multi-turn chat. Like first I have this Helsinki image, and then I provide another prompt to change Helsinki from English to traditional Chinese. So I need to create a chat section. Uh, it depends. Like in that UI, I have two options. Like one is to provide an image and a prompt, in order to generate the second image. In my demo, have the I only have one prompt, right, to generate an image, and then I use that image, and the next prompt to generate like the second image, which is the one with the traditional Chinese characters. So yeah, and it can be done like a few times to uh, to achieve the result that I want. So after the traditional text, I may ask to replace Celsius into Fahrenheit, and yeah, and other like and other requests. For multi-turn chat, I need to call the start chat method to create a chat session, and then I inject the Firebase session and call this start chat call this create chat method to get a chat session and store it in this chat signal. This edit image calls the get generated part private method here. So in here I have the chat session, and then I send my prompt and my image to the chat to get a response. And the response, oh wow, the naming the name was bad naming. The respond.inline data plus gives me the next image. And then in here I in edit image method, I do some processing to to have the base 64 string so that it can be displayed in the HTML image element. So if the get generated part completes but there's no image, then an error is thrown. And token usage is, I don't know if anyone like talks about it, but I feel like ob- obliged to do that because image generation is addictive. I did it all the times in AI Studio, but there's no free lunch in this world. Like generating like these images uh, burn input tokens, output tokens, and thought tokens. So it is important to know like the total number of tokens used to generate an image, so you can estimate the cost and report it to your bosses before they decide to use Nano Banana Pro to generate images or not. So yeah, so total token counts, like the sum of input, output, and thought tokens. There's also like a cache to- token count, but it is always zero for me, so I don't know uh, how to use it or when it is non-zero. So if anyone knows, please be kind and let me know. So and then output tokens, um, oh typo, thought token count, and prompt token count, which is the number of input tokens. So so this is the function I wrote to assess these token counts from the usage and metadata. So yeah. So in here it's like 56 input tokens, 1,120 output tokens, dot tokens 494 and total token is 1670. So, which is not a lot, but if you do it like I don't know, a few hundred times or few thousand times, yeah, it costs I don't know $1 or two USD. It's good to have ideas to keep track of token usage and estimate the amount of money spent per month or per year. So thinking and grounding. Yep. So if I set include thoughts to true and yep, thinking summaries will be provided by a Firebase AI logic. And thinking budget is an optional field. So the unit is token and the minimum value is 512. The maximum, I'm not sure. I couldn't find the information last night. But for Gemini 2.5 Flash, the maximum number of token is 24,576. Yep, this is the thinking summary. So we can see how the model analyze the prompts and make the decision and then generate the image. I use the built-in Google search tool, but if you are familiar with function calling or tool calling, you can write your own tool and provide it in the tools array. So the tool return grounding metadata. It has a grounding chunk, web search queries, and Google search suggestions. So the World Cup 2026 and 2026 FIFA World Cup. Um, these are the web search queries. Google search suggestion is the render content thing that has some HTML like uh, HTML um, elements. That's why I assign this render content string to inner HTML attribute of of a div element. But in the demo, I'm not able to display inline citations. The grounding chunks and grounding support are used to construct inline citations. But in my demo, I'm not able to get the chunk, so I cannot display the citation to you guys tonight. And I read the documentation of Firebase AI logic. It is said Google search suggestion and inline citation should be displayed if the Google search tool provides these values. That's why I have the Google search suggestions in my application for demoing purposes, or it is a good practice according to the documentation of a Firebase AI logic. Yeah, when I click
हाँ
these,
मैं बस खत्म
I
थे
don't know
ना
how to
मारो
call
हाँ
it, bubbles. A
हाँ
new
बस आए
page
माइंड
is open and I can see these URLs, which is these URLs which are the search results of Google search. So these are the resources like Firebase console, how to get started, some cool sample codes on using Nano Banana to generate images, remote config. This is my GitHub repo, which is ongoing. I broke some stuff, I add some stuff, so it is ongoing. Um, it is fun, so I always spend time like changing codes and breaking things in there and thinking and grounding Google search. So this is the end of my talk, and this is my YouTube channel where I spend times recording videos about AI and try to use these AI capabilities in Angular and I mean Angular and AI, they are perfect for each other. Like I wouldn't know how to do this with other JS frameworks. So like the provide app initializer and dependency injection makes file-based initialization and AI model very easy to access in components and in surfaces. So,
Yes, yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Connie. And I really loved the talk, especially with the coding snippets. And it was really step-by-step journey for sharing all your insights. And since this session was also recorded, so I will put this on YouTube of NG Finland so that everyone can have it. And really, thank you so much again for taking some time. And I saw like you have presented this in Google developer groups of Hong Kong, I think. Yeah, so this was an amazing, obviously, this was an amazing talk. And you can unshare your screen and say a few words about Angular community itself, and like then we can wrap up this session, I think. I think you're on mute.
oh, okay,
Oh,
I'm
no
mute
issues.
myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I presented it last month at the first Hong Kong. It was
Hmm.
30 minutes, so I didn't get to
Yeah.
uh, talk a lot, and then no Wi-Fi, so I didn't even like try to demo my application. So
Hmm. Yeah.
presenting at home is much better because I
Yep.
the Wi-Fi is stable and
Yes.
actually, yeah, getting these work is yeah, is awesome. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Thank you so much again for taking this time, and see you again. And hopefully next time at in 2026, it will be having a
Mm.
on-site session at and see you here in Finland 2026 for
It's so
NG Finland.
cold,
Yeah,
man. 3 to 4 degree.
yeah.
I'm like 3 to 4 degree. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it's now I
But
think 4 degree, but it's like kind of here that's really normal. So I think it will go till minus 14 degrees Celsius in
oh, okay.
between December and January. So yeah, hope for the best, and that's how the Finland is, and we are enjoying. So yep.
I can always use, yeah, I can always use Nano Banana Pro to like please generate
Yeah,
infographic for the weather forecast of
yeah,
Helsinki for the
yes.
next 14 days. I like, okay, the weather is very cold. I'm not coming. Bye.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, love to see you again, and we'll meet you again in other
Yep.
sessions.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much for giving NG Finland your precious time. See you again.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye
Talk to
bye.
you later. Bye
Bye.
bye.